everyone, and welcome to English Passage Podcast, where we improve English through meaningful conversations. And in today's episode, we are going to explore a very practical and real-life situation, booking a hotel room in English, which many learners understand in theory, but often find difficult when they actually have to speak.
Yes, absolutely. And I think this is one of those situations where people feel a sudden pressure to speak correctly. And because of that pressure, even simple sentences become difficult, which is something I've personally experienced many times.
That's very relatable, Arav, because I also remember my first experience very clearly. I knew the words in my mind, but when I actually had to speak, I became nervous and confused, and I wasn't able to express myself properly.
Exactly. And that hesitation comes from overthinking. We try to make perfect sentences instead of focusing on communication. And because of that, we lose confidence in the moment.
That's a very important point. And this is why today's conversation will focus on simple, natural, and practical English. The kind of English that actually works in real-life situations.
So let's begin from the very first step. If I call a hotel and someone answers the phone, what should I say in a natural and polite way so that I sound confident and clear?
That's a great question. And the best way to start is with a simple sentence like, "Hello, I would like to book a room," which is polite, clear, and widely used. And after that, the conversation will naturally continue based on the response you receive.
That sounds very easy, but also very effective. And I think learners often underestimate how powerful simple sentences can be in real communication.
Absolutely, because communication is not about using difficult words. It is about expressing your message clearly so that the other person understands you without confusion.
Now, after that, I think the next logical step is to ask about availability. So, how do we do that politely and naturally?
You can say, "Do you have any rooms available for tonight?" which is a very common and useful sentence. And if your pronunciation is clear, the conversation will flow smoothly from there.
Let me try saying that again. Do you have any rooms available for tonight? I feel more confident when I say it slowly.
That was excellent. And you're absolutely right. Speaking slowly actually improves clarity and confidence at the same time.
Now let's say the hotel says yes, rooms are available. How do I ask about different room types without sounding confused or unsure?
In that case, you can simply ask, "What types of rooms do you offer?" which is a very natural question. And then you can listen carefully and choose according to your preference.
That makes the conversation very structured and easy to follow. First, availability, then room type, which is very logical. Now comes the most important part for many people, asking about the price, because that usually decides everything.
Yes, and you can ask this very politely by saying, "What is the price per night?" which is simple and clear, and you don't need to use complicated phrases at all.
Honestly, I used to think I needed a very advanced sentence for this, but now I realize simple English works best.
Exactly. And that realization is very important for learners, because it removes unnecessary fear and builds confidence.
So once I am satisfied with the room and the price, how do I confirm my booking in a professional way?
You can say, "I would like to confirm my booking," which clearly communicates your decision, and it also sounds polite and professional at the same time.
That sentence feels very complete and formal. I can see how useful it is in real situations.
After confirming, the hotel staff will ask for your details, such as your name, dates of stay, and sometimes contact information.
So how should I respond in that situation without getting confused?
You can say, "My name is Arav, and I will stay from Monday to Wednesday, which gives clear information and helps avoid any misunderstanding.
That's very clear and structured. I think clarity is the key here. Now imagine I arrive at the hotel after traveling for hours. I feel tired, and I suddenly forget what to say.
That's a very real situation. But don't worry. You can simply say, "Hello, I have a reservation under my name," and the staff will guide you from there.
That actually removes a lot of pressure, because I don't have to think too much. What if I need additional help, like asking for Wi-Fi details or room service?
You can say, "Can you help me with this?" Or, "Could you please assist me?" And always remember to use polite expressions like please and thank you.
Yes, politeness makes communication smoother and creates a good impression as well.
Many learners make mistakes like speaking too fast or trying to translate directly from their native language, which often creates confusion.
Yes, I've done that many times. And sometimes the other person doesn't understand at all.
That's completely normal. And the solution is simple. Practice regularly and focus on clarity instead of perfection.
Let's do a quick role play to make this even more practical. I think our listeners will really benefit from this.
Great idea. I'll act as the receptionist. Hello, how may I help you today?
Hello, I would like to book a room for tomorrow night. Do you have any rooms available?
Yes, we do. What type of room would you prefer?
I would like a double room. And could you please tell me the price per night?
That was excellent. Very natural and clear, just like a real conversation. Confidence is one of the most important factors in speaking English. Because without confidence, even simple sentences feel difficult to say.
That's true. Fear is often the biggest barrier for learners.
But with consistent practice, that fear gradually disappears, and speaking becomes more natural over time. Let's take this one step further and imagine a slightly more detailed real-life situation, where you are not only booking a room, but also asking for specific preferences like a quiet room or a room with a better view, which often happens in real conversations.
That sounds very useful. Because in real life, we don't just book a room, we also have personal preferences. And sometimes we don't know how to express them clearly in English.
Exactly. And in that situation, you can say something like, "I would prefer a quiet room if possible." Or, "Could I get a room with a good view?" Which sounds polite, natural, and very practical in real communication.
That really adds another level of confidence to the conversation. Because now you are not just responding, but also expressing your needs clearly and politely.
Yes, and this is where learners grow from basic communication to more natural speaking. When they start adding small details to their sentences, instead of keeping everything too short.
I think this is very important. Because real conversations are always a little longer and more detailed. And if we only practice short sentences, we may struggle in actual situations.
Absolutely. And that's why practicing extended sentences like these helps you sound more fluent, and also makes your communication more effective and natural. Now it's your turn to practice with us. Imagine you are calling a hotel right now, and as soon as the receptionist answers, you need to start the conversation confidently without overthinking too much.
Don't just listen. Actually try to speak along. And think about how you would begin, how you would ask about availability, and how you would confirm your booking in a clear and polite way.
You can even pause the video for a moment and try saying the sentences out loud, because speaking aloud helps you build confidence much faster than just listening silently.
So today we learned that English communication doesn't need to be complicated. Simple and clear sentences are enough to handle real-life situations like booking a hotel room.
Yes, and when you focus on clarity instead of perfection, you start feeling more confident and comfortable while speaking. What do you think about this topic?
Share your thoughts in the comments.
And don't forget to subscribe to English Passage Podcast for more English conversations.